it's me. Welcome to another YouTube Live, random YouTube Live. Hopefully everything's working. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. It looks okay on my computer, and I've got an email to tell me I've gone live. And the lag's not as long as often, so that's even better. I hope you are doing well. I have my cup of tea keeping me warm because today is not a summer's day. It's not even a spring day. It's basically been overcast most of the day, tiny bit of sunshine and lots of rain. Hello, Claire. So yes, it's a bit miserable here at the old stables. Hello, Anne. So, tea. Oh. Fortunately, for those of you who watch me regularly, you probably know. Hello, Karen. How are you? Haven't heard from you for ages. So some of you who watch me regularly will know that tomorrow I'm going to the very postponed 1980s rock concert. Well, I say rock concert. No, it's more of a pop concert festival-y thing. Hello, Shaz. In Cookham, I want to say Berkshire. Yeah, I think it's Berkshire. Anyway, I bought the ticket in November 2019. It was then postponed. New to my channel, Anne. Yay! And so, yes, I bought the ticket in November 2019. Surprise, surprise, the event was cancelled or postponed. Initially, it was we eventually got to the point where it was going to go ahead at the beginning of October last year. Yes, October in the UK. That's a plan. Open air concert. Yeah. In a field. Anyway, there was an horrific storm overnight and during the day that it was supposed to happen, so it was cancelled on the day, and it's now happening tomorrow, so I'm hoping the weather might stay dry. So we got Deborah from Michigan. Oh, accordions girl. Kay, I want to say Kay, can't remember. I know I keep forgetting. Hello, Helen. Anyway, I had a delivery today, two to be precise. So the first thing I want to show you is, it's gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. I'm going to really worry using it though, because I might scratch it. Look at this. Let me see if you can see it, more or less. It's my new tumbler. I went for Tahitian Tide, and it's really well stuck together. I mean, like, you know, to get the lid off is quite an effort. And there's even a bit of silicone something in the lid. So I don't think it's totally leak proof, but it's not far off, I would suggest. I haven't washed it yet. It is hand wash only, but they do say to wash it before you use it. But it's gorgeous. I love it. And it is glittery. I wasn't sure if it was going to be actually properly glittery, and it is. You can just about see. The Tahitian Tide is reasonably subtle. Some of them I think are less than subtle. So those are now... festival sounds like so much fun. Sure hope you get the weather and a time. Thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping the weather will be nice. At least dry. I don't mind if it's not blazing sunshine. Actually, I'd prefer if it wasn't blazing sunshine, because then you've got to worry about getting sunburnt and all that stuff. But yes, I just hope. I must stand up. You can't see me if I'm slouching. So yes, dry is all I'm asking for, and a little warmer than today would be good. I'm going to be taking stuff for when the evening gets colder. So that arrived. The stamp set that I'm going to use today, Full of Love, has arrived. The dies for the elephant stamp set that I thought I had ordered but hadn't have arrived. And the new magnetic cutting mat. which is for the large stamp and emboss. Let me start by saying it's very heavy. I have used it 4 times. Well, actually twice, but I've 3 times. I've die cut 4 things. It's very, very heavy. It's, for the first use, beautiful. I am going to use it as much as I possibly can over the next week or so to just see how it reacts. Helen, getting my DSP order today and can't wait. Yay! Oh, the DSP is gorgeous. All of the DSP is gorgeous. But anyway, so I will do a proper review of this when I've had a chance to really run it through its paces, because I don't want to say it's wonderful and perfect and great if after a while it's not wonderful, perfect and great. So just so you know, I've got it and I will review it later. What I would say is that if you have ordered it, the sandwich that they send with it is wrong. It should be your ordinary base plate, 1, so 1, 5 and 1 cutting plate. The magnetic plate is 5, so you want the base plate, the cutting plate, the magnetic plate, and 1 ordinary cutting plate. Do not try and use it with the sandwich that they've told you. It's wrong. They have said you need number 2 as well, which is the thin adapter. You don't. You won't get it through if you put in number 2 as well. Will there be a magnetic plate for the mini? We're told that there will be a small magnetic plate, but it hasn't. I think they're still running tests on it because they had to withdraw the first large plate. I think they're running tests on the mini one until they till they break it. So yes, what I would say is, like any cutting plate, it is a consumable item. It is a self-healing mat, but it will only self-heal for so long. So don't expect it to last forever and a day, because it won't. Probably. I don't know. Anywho, time to get some stamping done. So let me flip the camera down so we can get started. So as I say, I'm using the Full of Love stamp set. I cannot tell you how much it still really concerns me that there is a lag on this. Anyway, it's fine. So Full of Love stamp set. I am definitely making 1 card. It may be 2. It will have to depend on how things go. I need to put that light on. That should be better. Because I'm cooking a risotto tonight. And tonight is the finale of the incentive trip virtual stuff. So I'm going to have a late night followed by an open air concert. Hey, it'll be fine. So I have a design in mind using the flowers with the envelope coming out. Oh, see, the sun's just coming out now. So I'm going to have to put up my sun barrier, because otherwise we'll get sun streaks all over the desk, which is not good. So can I do this without it all falling on the floor again? Come on, you're supposed to. That's it. Fingers crossed. Couldn't make it up, could you? Why wait until now? Just as I'm going live for the sun to actually decide it wants to come out. Right, so I'm going to stamp this in Memento because I'm going to use some blends. This is either going to be really, really amazing or it's going to be awful. But hey, I haven't tried, so I don't know. But we'll find out together. So I've got a piece of basic white. I've almost got to the point where I stop saying whisper white, but only almost. Trouble is I keep it in a drawer or in a folder where I haven't changed the label, so the label still says whisper white. So, you know, my own fault really. I haven't had any comments for a while. If you're still there, could you please leave a comment? I say that as much as anything because, oh, pretty. Yesterday's live, which used the Palms of Paradise, Paradise Palms, those, has had a sanction put on it by YouTube for spam or abuse. I've contacted them, and apparently they have a problem with their algorithm that they know of. They know it's a problem, and I've just been caught up in it. But it would be really nice to know that it hasn't already happened again. So if you could possibly just leave me a comment to say that you're still here, I would be very grateful. Susan in Calgary, you have just saved my concerns. Thank you. I'm so pleased you've joined us. Thank you, Anne. Still here, Helen? Good. Yes, it was a bit of a shock. I woke up this morning to this "you have been naughty" email. I'm just going to trim this down because I want it in a kind of long, thin. So this is my normal size card mat, but I don't want it that big. But I wanted to have something that was the right sort of size so I could trim it down from there. Good, glad you're all here. Linda from Oregon is here as well. Excellent. So yes, I panicked when I saw this email come through, as you can expect, or understand, or whatever the word is. And it was really early in the morning, and so I'm doing this by eye, by the way. Sunny and hot in Indiana, Penny. No, it's a lovely. I'm having a lovely day, but it's not sunny and it's not hot. But it's fine. So yes, it was more than a little bit of a shock. And I've been onto them. I had a long chat with them on the chat function, and they are still looking into it. But apparently there has been a glitch with a number of videos, not just mine. So I think they probably having a fairly challenging day. But they have told me that they will get back to me in the next 24 hours or so. Right, so this is basically going to be the main feature. So who have we got? Anyone new? No, I think I've said hello to everyone who's here. And don't like that. Gonna have to trim it down. The envelope is not central. I'm sorry. It's just no. That's better. The envelope is now central. Except it's now that bit's bugging me now. Who knew? Oh, but actually, I quite like the mat still. I've obviously trimmed it down more or less the same on each of the two sides, so that's all right. As I say, who knew? Right, so I am going to use the Naturals blends to colour it. I'm going to start quite light. I want a scrap. Let's use that scrap. I just want to, because I haven't quite got the colours in my head yet. Maybe not. So that's number 1000. Don't you love the colour names? That's better. Oh, actually, I know what I'm going to do. I am going to use these, but I'm going to colour the envelope with light crumb cake. Yes, with light crumb cake. So anything that is envelope is going to be light crumb cake, which includes quite a lot of the background, because the envelope actually does go up and down. So yes. Now I would zoom in, but I know that the zoom will pixelate, so I'm not going to. I'll pick up and pop back down every now and again so you can see what I'm doing. That way you'll get an idea of what I'm doing. So this, I think I've got something sticky on my on my hand. I'm sticking to my grid paper. So yes, I'm just filling in the, yeah, I've definitely got something sticky on the side of my hand. It's going to irritate the bejeebers out of me. But I will just have to be brave. Look at that sun. Now, you wait until now. It's been a miserable day with big black clouds, threatening heavy rain. I mean, it rained all morning, let it be said. It didn't dry up until about 1 o'clock. Then it's been big black clouds for most of the rest of the day. And of course now it decides that the sun's going to come out so that it can throw a shadow over my work surface. Just as I am doing a live. Couldn't make it up. Now, I am keeping this on the crumb cake base for a reason, or mat, for a reason, only because you can end up with your blends bleeding through onto your grid paper. And I know grid paper is a consumable, but I do like to try and preserve it as much as possible, if I can. And I'm going to be covering my crumb cake anyway, so if it bleeds through onto the crumb cake, I don't mind. Right, I'll just do the outline and then I will fill it in with the brush tip end, but I just wanted to make sure that I had a bit of margin for error. I still wouldn't be surprised if it rains again. Now I may have to blend this in again, but I'm happy for that to happen if I need to. The brush tip end is always a bit wetter than the bullet end because obviously there is more surface area, so there is more opportunity for the ink to run out, as in not run out but be in the nib. So don't panic too much if you suddenly see loads and loads of ink coming out. It will still dry back, and I'm just adding a little bit extra on the line, the bit that's overlapping, so that it might even look as if it's a proper envelope. Right, so what do you got? Val, caught you again in time. Yay, just got home from work again. Another stressful, oh yes, because I remember you're a nurse and you work shifts. Hello, Rachel. I'm getting my therapy to rest my mind and enjoy the crafting. Oh, bless you, Val. So that is the envelope. So let me pop that away. So that was crumb cake. I'm now going to colour the rest with naturals. And I'm just going to be fairly random about which ones I use. So it's basically going to be like sepia-ish, sepia-esque, I think, is probably what I mean. I'm not going to do shading or anything like that. The image is not naturalistic, so I'm very happy for it to just be blocks of colour. I always have to concentrate when I'm going around the edge. That's better. Relax a bit now because I'm just filling in. Do need to make sure I have that a different colour though. So we'll do that. I may come back and use that again. Oh, brilliant, Rachel. She does these lovely labels. Have I got die sets with... I have. So she does these lovely labels, and for any stamp set that has a corresponding die or punch and vice versa, she does these labels to say what it coordinates with. So yay. There was a link on one of my lives, and I can't remember which one it was, but yes, she does them and they're wonderful. Diane's watching from an overcast vista. Ooh. it's trying to rain but not doing a good job of it. Fair enough. Marlene is joining us from Wisconsin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right, so this was a medium deep. So logic tells me I must bring out the other medium deep to do some colouring as well. Because then I can not perhaps use every single combo. Maybe if I restrict the number of combos I do. Particularly now that we are having to put in every single number, it's not quite as easy to order them. Now I am going to try and have different, not have petals next to each other that are the same colour. I'll need to use 3 colours looking at it, but hey, it's fine. So if I follow the same idea, that is the same, and that is this colour. So this is colour 300, which, as I say, I think is medium deep, or I think they call it medium deep. And I can do this one, because there's deep, light, medium, medium deep. Yeah, I think so. Hello, Brenton. Hello, Carol. You are catching me live. You are catching me live. I am here with my heart beating. I am live. Whether I'm actually mentally live, I would question, but I am live. Okay, so I've used that combo. So let's bring out medium, which is 600 and 500. And I'm going to try and not introduce any more. I may fail. I'm just saying. I will try, but I may fail. Oh, that was wrong. Never mind. It'll be fine. It will be, well, it won't actually, but it'll be fine. I should have done that one and those two, and I didn't. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to have 2 things next to each other that are the same colour. I can just about live with that. So this is 600. I'm going to think about that one. And once I've finished these flowers, I will bring it up again so you can see. Hello, Bee. Yes, Carol, I'm here. The other Carol has the stamp set but hasn't used it yet. Well, it only arrived with me today, so this is my first project with it, so we can learn together. Right, so this is what I've done so far. I'm going for sepia. So far I've used crumb cake, medium combo and medium deep combo. Right, let's do and I'm still thinking about what I'm going to do. Oh, hang on one cotton picking minute. That's that one, because this one I can use 600. Oh, I think I've got them. Oh no, that's 400, 300, 500, 600. Yes, so 600 can go there. It's just that one I need to think what I'm doing. So I will think. Right, so back to 500. The numbers get bigger, smaller rather, as the colour gets darker. Just so you know. So the lightest is 1000. I mean, technically SU 1000, but I think we can dispense with the SU. It's a bit of a given that I will be using Stampin' Up products. So just doing the leaves, then I've got the little flowers to do, and then I can start putting the card together. And I've got a product that isn't carrying over but is still available, because I suddenly realised I had it and I haven't used very much of it. Right, I'm going to use this at the base. This is the sepal, I think I'm right, if there are any botanists out there, you can tell me if I'm wrong. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I'm going to come back with my 600 and go in the middle of that flower. And I think I'm going to go 600 and 400 for these flowers. Now, there is a yellow tone and a pink tone in each of the colours, so I understand. So I'm going to have 600 as this bit, so the front of the little flower, and then I'm going to have 400 at the back of the little flower. Let's see what that does for us. The thing you do have to be slightly careful of, and I have failed a little, is to not use too much ink and end up with it spreading, because it will run into the cardstock. These are quite new, so they are very juicy. Still haven't decided what I'm doing with that random one. So this is what we've got so far. Let me see if I can... Come on, mouse. Oh, yes, it's just about in the right area. So, yeah. Right, so I need to decide what I'm doing with that white bit. I think I'm just going to go 400 on the basis that it's got to be something that isn't in the... Yeah, that's right. Right, so that is my colouring. So far I've only used 3 sets of blends. Woohoo! Wonders will never cease. Right, so Seal Plus, and I'm just going to go straight down both sides, just making sure I get that top corner. And I'm going to pop it on my mat like that. I am just slightly not happy with that. There's a high tide mark, so I'm just going to blend the high tide mark out as much as I can. Because I went round the outside of the petals and let it dry too long before I filled in the middle. That's better. Right. Sandy, I'm here when you're live. Yes, 2 days in a row. Yay! You like this time for a live. It's actually late for me. I mean, as in it's 6 o'clock and I try to finish work at 4. However, it's fine. Right, I have a white card base, just a thick whisper white, thick basic white card base. Somewhere on this explosion on my desk, I have my bone folder. It's an explosion because I have actually filmed Simple Stamping Saturday. Yes! This is going to come over here, about there, popped up, and I have die cut some of the mother of pearl specialty paper that's in the mini catalogue. It's part of the Crane of Fortune. Is that the right name for it? Sweet. And I forgot all about it. So that's going to come under there. And I'm going to add on a piece of white. Hello there. In fact, it's going to go, that's going to go up there. And the hello there is going to go there on a piece of white. Maybe with a bit of crumb cake behind it. Haven't decided yet. I have some little bits of crumb cake lurking in the side, just in case. I'm just going to finish my tea before it goes completely cold. Or at least have another slug of it. I'm going to stick with crumb cake, so we are definitely staying in the monochromatic sepia-esque tone. So, hello there. Will I be able to stamp this straight? It's always a plan, really, isn't it? Should we find out? Bum, bum, bum. Yes! It's straight. Wonders will never cease. Okay. This is right in front of me. I'm going to just trim this down. I'm going to be brave and just use my snips. Yep. And let's see. No, I think I'm going to add a teeny weeny bit of, I've got this scrap of crumb cake, so I might as well use it. Just pop that there. Yep, prefer that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of seal to the back of my thing. Sentiment, that's the word. 10 a.m. with you. Yeah, it's just gone 6 in the evening here. And as I am, for once, my husband, bless him, does most of the cooking. So I am, for once, doing the cooking tonight. And it's risotto, so it takes a while. I mean, it's not difficult to make, but it needs a lot of attention and time. Patience and time. 2 things that I really don't tend to be good at. Right, let's look, sunshine. Fortunately, most of it's underneath where you can't see, because that's where I am, just there. Right, okay, so dimensionals. I need to be aware that I'm going to pop this underneath, but stuck to the back, to the card base. So I need to not put anything to here. So I'm going to leave a gap. In fact, let's be scientific. If I pop that there, then I know where, roughly, where I can put my dimensionals. Yay! It's almost like I have a brain. Almost. Right. Hello, Judith. 3 a.m, Brenton. For crying out loud. Please tell me you're on a shift. Please be on a shift. 3 a.m. is very early. 2 p.m. in New Brunswick. Lorna has just about caught me. You have. I'm just finishing my first card. I may do a very quick second card. I'm just going to drop that there for the moment and just see. Yes. Stuck now. It has stuck. So I'm just adding some little dots of adhesive. Don't need to be too worried about the bit that's going underneath. So this is one of the brushed shapes from the new catalogue. Stick. Stick! Oh, I don't think I put glue there. That will be why it's not sticking. Right, so that's then going to go there, and it's going to be stuck there, but dimensionaled there. So let me grab one of these edge pieces, because that would be perfect for the bit that needs a dimensional, which is that end. And then a little bit of glue. A little bit of glue. There we go. So that is my first card. So very sepia-esque. That's going to annoy the out of me. I'm going to have to add a little dab of glue there. And hold it in place for a moment. Right, what have we got? Brenton, we had the Wizard of Oz production tonight, Friday. So finished a bit late, tied up the Wicked Witch's prosthetic nose. Tidied up. Sandy made 60 cards in April to take to sell on a rally holiday. Wow, sold 30 of them. I might make this S-A-C-E, SACE, for the next trip. Thank you, Val. So there we are, in the sunshine. Go figure. I could put it in the sunshine, so no, I can't even do it so you can see it in the sunshine. Anyway, so there you are. So very simple, really. I mean, if you didn't have this, you know, if you didn't want to add this, you can still just do the sentiment sticking out the side. So that's that one. Let me grab some more white. I have a thing full of white layers cut. So I've got somewhere to start. This time I'm going to use this one, which is the other big stamp in the set. And this is not going to be sepia. Just saying. But it's not. Whatever else it isn't going to be sepia. Save and copy. Ah! See, I do it the other way round. I do it as a copy and share everything. So it's the same idea, but yes, the other way round. But yes, do. Do you think an embossed background would look okay? Yeah, it probably would. I just wasn't going to do one. Because I have the die cut. Had I not had the die cut, I might have embossed. But I had the die cut as my kind of background. You could probably do both, actually. So there is my... I'm sorry, I shouldn't complain that it's sunny, but... there is my stamped image. There's a bit there which is bright. If I'm up there, it's okay, and if I'm down there, it's okay. It's the bit in between, not so much. Works for you, that's all that matters. Brenton. Oh, you're the makeup designer and artist for production. Yes, it's been fun. So which version of The Wizard of Oz are you doing? Are you doing The Wiz, The Wizard of Oz, or dare I say, have you got rights for Wicked? Because you may well. Or indeed there are others. The only reason I ask is because I have done The Wiz. Right, I'm going to break out the new magnetic base plate, just so you can see it in action. But as I say, I'm holding any review until I know that it's good. Apologies for the sun. There really isn't much I can do about it other than apologise. So I'm using the largest of the layering circles. Ooh, I wonder if the next one down would fit. It's the joy of the magnetic plate is you can actually see things in situ properly. No, because with these, the cutting edge, certainly for mine, these are the very old ones that were in the old packaging. They've got a green label. I mean, they're really old. So the cutting edge is on the inside. Right, here we go. It is The Wizard of Oz. Okay. You've done you did Wicked. Oh, wow. Did you fly? Did you have someone flying? Because that's always exciting. So I've only done The Wiz. So as a cutting surface, it's great. I am going to wait for my... Because the first one didn't work properly, I want to make sure that I'm comfortable with this one before I go, you've got to get it, it's brilliant. Now, what we can... Oh, no, we can. Oh, I've got to bring it back. Right, so I will be adding the scallop edge once I've decided what colour this is going to be. I am going to start, same as before, with a crumb cake envelope, purely because it then gives that a sort of area. I don't want it to be white, but I don't really want it to be a colour either. Now this one I haven't even begun to get anything in my brain about, so who knows where this is going. And the sun is getting brighter. It should be going down, so with luck it will disappear. And as I say, I love the sunshine. It's just, why did it have to wait until I was going live? Right, so that's my envelope, and I will colour the heart and possibly the background of the heart, but not yet. Ooh. Ooh, no. No, I'm going to stick with the now old in colours. Have we got the magnetic? Not yet, Lorna, no. I have no update on that, I'm afraid. We were told it was going to be later, as in it's not ready yet, but that's all. I would love to see Wicked as well, Sandy. Right, something tells me I have to do the heart in dark polished pink because it's a heart, so I am. Right, I don't want too much dark polished pink because it is a very in-your-face colour. I might use it for the matte because then it'll just be a little bit around the outside. I might not, I might use an embossing folder. I know. Ooh, I know why. No, that would work. Ooh, I've just had another thought. Gildan. Oh, you've got the monkeys. All of those are flying. Wow. Wow. That, it must be a wonderful theatre. Oh. Right, so that's polished pink, fresh freesia. I think I'm just going to have to accept that some of the colours are going to be next to each other. But I do want this to be definitely brighter than the last one, so there's a good contrast between the two. No, I'm going to have those the same. And again, I'm going for block colour. These are not naturalistic. I've never flown, as in theatrically. I have flown, but not theatrically. And no, I'm going that way. But I have done a production of Fiddler on the Roof, and that involves flying. I costumed it. I used to do costumes. You saw an American demo with the new Magpie. I can't wait to get mine. As I say, Sandy, I'm holding my breath at the moment, purely because I want to make sure this is the light fresh freesia. I want to make sure that it stands the test of time after the worries with the first one. I mean, I still have the first one. I have two of the first one. One is strapped to a base plate because that did keep it flatter, and one is not. So that's my fresh freesia. Let's go light polished pink. Let's juggle with the light polished pink. Ooh, gosh, that's neon. I think I have a nail varnish this colour. In fact, I've probably got more than one nail varnish that's this sort of colour. In fact, I think I was wearing a nail varnish that was this sort of colour earlier in the week. So if I were to ask if anyone on this video live is not a Stampin' Up demonstrator, is anyone not a Stampin' Up demonstrator? I was just going to talk about the new joining offer, that was all. See you later, Lorna. Have a good evening. Right. So yes, is anyone not a demonstrator? Right, I'm going to bring out Soft Succulent and Pale Papaya, because I'm sticking with the outgoing colours. And these small things I'm calling berries. I have no idea if they are. And they're going to be this colour. And then there's two shapes that I'm going to call leaves. One is an obvious leaf. And one is reasonably obvious as a leaf. And I'm going to do those in Soft Succulent. And I think I'm going to use the light Pale Papaya. Rita isn't a demo. Are you in one of the Stampin' Up countries? Because if you are, and you're not a demo, you really should have a look at the new joining offer, because it's amazing. This is light Soft Succulent. But yes, you get all of the new, not these, the new in colour ink pads and stuff. And there is no requirement to buy or sell, run classes, any of that stuff. Obviously, if you want to subsidise your craft, you can. But there is no requirement to. One of my long-standing customers has recently joined, and she was very honest. She said, I probably will never, I won't hit the quarter minimum. And I said, that's fine. Enjoy the discount. Because she likes the new in colours, so why not? The offer's there on the table. So now all I've got to do is the centres of my pale light even polished pink. And oh, because you live in Sweden, that'll be why then. That's the phone call that I'm going to ignore. Only buy for yourself because I love to make cards and use to scrapbook. Absolutely. So this is dark Soft Succulent. No idea who's ringing, but I'm going to ignore it because we have an answer phone and I have a husband who is more than capable of answering a phone, because that was the house phone. Right, so the centres of the pale polished pink, I'm going to use dark Pale Papaya. Can you have dark Pale Papaya? It's like light black. Right, okay, so a few more colours. It's a pity that no one wants to be a demonstrator here. The problem is Stampin' Up aren't in Sweden. I don't know why they limit themselves to where they are, but they're not. Right. Okay, so I'm going to get some polished pink. Oh, actually, I know where I've got some polished pink that's much easier to get. She says famous last word. There we are. So I'm going to cut this in polished pink, and then we are going to finish the card. And I probably won't do an embossing folder. She likes new in colours, but wonder why they choose two blues. Yeah, yes, I know what you're saying, Sandy. It is a little blue heavy. They are all lovely, but it is a little blue heavy. I mean, I suppose you could argue that Tahitian Tide isn't really blue. Some people would say it's green blue. I don't know. I'd still. Orchid Oasis, yes, is a little mauve. But it's a mauve blue, as in, you know, it's basically blue, but has a hint of, oh, it's now pouring with rain, has a hint of blue. Right, okay, so what I would observe from my very occasional use of this is that the scallop, this has now got polished pink embedded, so someone clever will probably come up with how you can clean it, because I don't know how that's going to work. And it's gusty. Excellent. So that's going to go on there. So we've got a nice little bit of pink coming out from behind, just a subtle bit of pink. And I have got some other bits that I may or may not add. And I'm actually thinking I want this to be a short fat card. And I've got a long thin base out, so let's get a short fat base. So I'm going to score it in half and then cut it in half, and that way you get two card bases at once. Right, okay, fold that in half, pop that there. So this is going to go here, and I've got more of these brush things. Ooh, I could actually just use one. And I'm going to have that coming out of the sides, but I think I'll just cut one in half-ish into two pieces so I can stretch it. I might have it I'm going to have it slightly offset. If you know me, you know that I do not like things that are not central. They have to be really not central. Oh, thank you, Rita. Community theatre's voluntary with us, Brenton, as well. I would spend hours making costumes. When I say hours, I mean like days. It's when I was working, you know, in the real world. And it would be, there was one show I did that my now husband directed, and I did the costumes. It was a production of Me and My Girl. I produced, it was something ridiculous like 300 costumes, most of which were handmade as opposed to hired. I think I hired 80 costumes. It was just ridiculous, but I loved doing it. Kept me sane. A nail brush, that's a thought. I'm just a little concerned that it's got a metal back, and I don't know whether it's rust proof, but yeah. Right, I am going to get, I know this is a wiggly thing, but I'm sorry, it's got to be a wiggly thing that's straight, or at least straight-ish. Before that goes all the way down, actually I'm going to have it kind of there, I think. Yeah. So that's going to go there, and then I want the other end to be roughly at the same point. I don't mind if it goes up and down in between. Yeah, it was definitely a there was a certain amount of love involved. You know, we'd been together for a very long time by then, but it was what nearly did it for me was when there was a co-producer who was also a really good choreographer. She was an ex-ballet dancer, and the dance troupe, she suddenly said about a week before the show, can we have another change of costumes, please? I was like, no! Fortunately, she didn't need too much. But yes, so that is going to go like that with my nice wiggle, and I'm almost tempted to not have a sentiment, although I do quite like sending love. Oh, I'm going to pop that down there. Right, I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing, and I'm going to do it in polished pink. Let's just hope I can stamp it straight. It's straight on the rubber. Hold your breath for me. Whew, it's a little crooked, but it'll do. It will do. I will survive. Right, so I just need to take these off the back. And we're done. 2 cards. Who would think? And then I really must go and make a risotto. The recipe I found, which is supposed to be quite a quick recipe, I then noticed starts with, have cooked chicken first. My chicken is currently raw, but it'll be fine. So yes, there we go. So those are our 2 cards. Where's the other one? So the same stamp set, 2 very different looking cards. But yes, a bit of fun with the brush shapes as well. The brush shapes are really, really well hidden, so do take some time to go and have a look at those. And yeah, have a fantastic rest of your evening. Do remember if you can give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, that would be lovely. If you want to share it onto Pinterest or anywhere like that, please feel free. Hopefully this one will not get sanctioned as spam or abuse, but we'll see. Thank you, Marlene. I am going to flip. Thank you, Carol. I'm going to flip the camera up so I can be polite when I say goodbye. So, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Rita. You're very welcome. Thank you very much for joining me for this random. There will be a scheduled live tomorrow, which is Simple Stamping Saturday. I'm then out, hopefully not getting wet, but enjoying 1980s music. Thank you, Helen. Sunday is Sunday. So I will be back with a random live at some point on Monday. I think I'm actually quite free on Monday. Yes, I am, apart from going to the gym early in the morning. So if anyone wants to come to the gym with me at 8 o'clock in the morning UK time, you'll be very welcome. Anywho, thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Brenton, have a good sleep. Thank you. That's so kind of you. And I will see some of you again next week. If I don't see you on a random live, then I've got my scheduled lives at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, 3 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. So I will look forward to hopefully seeing you then, if not on a random. Thank you very, very much indeed. Have a great rest of your day, as I've said, and I'll see you again soon.